Rhiannon Thomas is the vice president of the Abaco Junior Sailing Association. It's a fairly new association. How long have you been in existence?
We started our association probably about 6 weeks ago. We're from Abaco, and of course Abaco makes up with Chain of Islands, so we've got a program we started in Guana. We've got one started in Manowar, and of course Hopetown has had their program for a year now. So we've joined together, and for the whole of Abaco we have the Abaco Junior Sailing Association. The Abaco Junior Sailing Association has hired our full-time instructor that will go around to each of the keys and sort of give us volunteers a little time off so that, you know.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So the kids excited?
They're very excited, yeah. I think the coaches and the instructors and the volunteers are nervous, but the kids are very excited.
That's usually what happens. Right. Sarah Gilmer is the coach or the instructor for the Abaco Junior Sailing Association. And Sarah, you've been at this job for about how many weeks now?
About 3 weeks. Very new.
Yeah.
The kids are doing great. We have most of our kids here in the Green Fleet, which is for the beginners and the younger kids. After they go through Green Fleet, they can go into white, and then red, and then blue will be the most advanced.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got 8 kids in green and 1 kid in the blue fleet, and we're hoping to come home with maybe a couple medals.
Now, some people have traveled very far for the Bahamas Optimist Nationals this year. I'm standing here with Tammy and Jared Collinson. They're from Toronto, but I know you have a home in Guanakee, and that's kind of how Gerard got into sailing. Now, Gerard, what do you enjoy the most about sailing?
I like sailing because it doesn't waste any gas or electricity or anything.
How did you and your husband decide to get him involved in this?
Well, we're a sailing family, so we've been sailing most of our lives, and to be involved in the Bahamas sailing has been something that my husband was really a supporter of. So we've been a big supporter of the Guanakee Sailing Association and really helped to get things going and really contributed as much as we could.
Sarah Roll is the secretary of the Grand Bahamas Sailing Club. Now, Sarah, how long have you all been into the junior sailing?
We started about 2 years ago. We started first with a summer camp, a summer sailing camp. And at that time, we only had 10 boats. And we put kids through, actually 12 boats, we put the children through, and it went very well. We had about 8 sponsored kids for that summer. We've started a club. We've got about 50 family memberships. And this summer we have now added, we've got 22 in our fleet, so we put 66 kids through the summer camp. I think people realize how important it is for kids. They learn leadership, they learn about the environment, they learn about being self-confident. We make sure that they rig the boats themselves. They're all independent.
What inspired you to get Stefan involved in sailing?
Well, I was really inspired by the whole idea of getting all of our youngsters together on a weekly basis and involved in something to do with the sea. Not necessarily diving or swimming, but in this case sailing. At first, it was a lot of hard work, and some of the parents were skeptical. We weren't sure about equipment, but we got together as a community. We bought boats, we put word out. We have sponsors sponsoring underprivileged children, and I thought it was a fantastic opportunity for my child and for us as a family, because I have other children and a husband, to contribute to the community and get him involved in something Bahamian. And I think he's doing great and he's enjoying it.
Freeport rocks at the Opti Nationals! Yeah!
Shannon, how long have you been sailing?
I've been sailing since I moved to the Bahamas about 2 years ago, and maybe a year and a half ago I started sailing.
Okay. Now, what do you say to people who say that sailing is a guy's sport? True or false?
That is so false.